Speaker prices range from a few $100s to well over $20,000. And most people don't actually know why. They assume it's marketing, brand names, or snake oil. So when they see a $5,000 speaker next to a $500 speaker, they expect it to sound 10 times better. Well, it doesn't work that way. In reality, speaker pricing follows very clear tiers, and each one solves a different set of problems. So let's walk through those tiers. This isn't really about what's worth it or what anyone should spend. It's about understanding what actually changes as speaker prices go up, and where those changes stop mattering for most people. I'm going to break passive speakers into 5 price tiers, starting around $200. Not by brand reputation or marketing, but how they're designed and built. Let's start at the bottom, Tier 1. It's the entry-level $200 to $800 range, and at the entry level, speakers aren't really designed to be the best possible speaker. They're designed to fit a price point. And that means every component, the cabinet, the drivers, the crossover, is selected based on cost first, performance second. You'll see plastic baffles instead of MDF, and crossovers with just enough parts to get the job done. Designers at this level are solving a very specific problem: how to make something that sounds good enough, looks acceptable, and can be built in huge volume at a fixed price. Now that's not really a criticism, it's just a constraint. If you understand that constraint, a lot of entry-level design choices suddenly make sense. Tier 2, I call it the budget audiophile, $800 to $2,000 range. As you move into the next tier, the price point loosens. Designers now have more room to prioritize sound quality, but they're still working with real limits. So this is where better drivers, smarter crossovers start to matter. But the cabinet is still mostly treated as a container. This is not because designers don't care, it's just cabinet improvements are expensive. They're heavy, and they're hard to justify at this price. Tier 3, let's call this the enthusiast or serious listening, the $2,000 to $4,000 range. By the time you reach $2,000 to $4,000, something really important happens. Audible improvements start to slow down. You're no longer paying for obvious gains like louder output or deeper bass, you're paying for refinement. Lower distortion, better integration, and more consistent performance. This is where improvement becomes harder to achieve and easier to miss. So you're paying for refinement, not really transformation. Up to this point, most of the money has gone into electronics and drivers. Beyond this point, the design focus starts to shift. The cabinet really stops being a box and starts becoming part of the system. I want to thank this week's sponsor, Pale Blue Batteries. What I like about them is I can take a power bank on the go. There's a USB-C port right on the battery. I can plug it in, charge on the go. Pale Blue Batteries, they're awesome. Tier 4. This is the high-end, maybe a lower volume, $4,000 to $8,000 range. Once you move past about $4,000, the design priorities change again. At this level, the cabinet is no longer treated as a container. It's treated as a structural component. Thick, dense panels, internal bracing, constrained layer damping. The single shift explains most of the price increase. When the cabinet becomes structural, everything gets harder. Materials get heavier, manufacturing slows down, tolerances tighten, and many shortcuts that make sense at a lower price simply just stop working. This is also where production volume drops. Speakers are no longer built by the thousands. They're built in small batches or even one pair at a time. At this level, you're not paying for a louder sound or deeper bass. You're paying for control of resonance, distortion, and consistency. These speakers aren't meant to compete with really the value products. They're meant to compete with other speakers that refuse the same compromises. And this is usually the point where people understand the appeal, or decide it's really not for them. Tier 5, I call it the statement or the luxury category, $8,000 to $20,000 and beyond. Beyond about $8,000, the conversation changes again, and at this level, speakers aren't just solving engineering problems, they're making a statement. Performance still matters, but it's no longer the only goal. And at this level, you're paying for hand-matched drivers, anechoic chamber tuning, finishes that take days to apply. This is where exotic materials, extreme construction methods, and visual design take center stage. You're paying for rarity, craftsmanship, and brand identity, sometimes as much as the sound. And that doesn't make these speakers better, it just makes them different. For some listeners, this is exactly what they want. For others, the returns, audible or otherwise, no longer justify the cost. And that's not a flaw, it's a choice. So when people ask why speakers cost what they cost, the answer isn't hype or magic. It's really designed priorities. Each price tier reflects a different set of compromises a designer was or wasn't willing to make. So price doesn't really tell you what's best, it tells you which problems the speaker was designed to solve. And once you understand that, you can figure out which tier actually matches what you need, not what someone tells you to want. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.